So Batman vs Superman is out, and anyone who is anyone has seen it and then uploaded a complaining review to the internet. As such, there is no part of me that wants to make a review about this movie. It's divisive, it's always going to be. And so instead what I'm going to do is to make 3 separate videos. One video on 5 things that I liked about Batman vs Superman. One video on 5 things that I didn't like about Batman vs Superman. And then 5 things that I would do to improve the movie. Now, obviously, this is all just my opinion, so if you disagree with it, well, stop watching the video. Or alternatively, agree with me because I'm pretty much right about everything. Fair warning, this is going to contain spoilers for Batman vs Superman. So, the first thing I liked. The performances. Now, say what you will about Ben Affleck's casting as Batman, there was so much complaining going on the internet. I was not sure which camp to go in. I don't hold Daredevil in such a horrendous extreme that everybody else seems to, but I was still a little bit cautious. As it turns out, he was pretty much the perfect choice. He does a brilliant job as the angry, miserable Bruce Wayne of the future, and he does a pretty solid job as Batman as well. Henry Cavill continues to do a fine job as Superman, but the person who really shines in the 5 seconds she gets is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Now, that is something that makes me really excited to see her movie, which comes out next year. Number 2. The Flash. Literally blink and you'll miss it. That moment when Ben Affleck's Batman is sat at the desk after his nightmare vision and a rip in space-time opens up. There is just a blurry, shaky Flash who appears to have run back in time, who sends a warning of what's to come. This brief scene kind of gets lost amidst the other nightmare scenarios, but this is something that really stood out for me. Ezra Miller's casting at the Flash has been a little bit controversial, especially considering Grant Gustin's run on the TV show, but I think that this shows real promise for where they're going with his character. Number 3. The action set pieces. Zack Snyder shows where he really shines during the action set pieces in Batman vs Superman. Say what you will about the rest of the movie, but the minute the Batman steps in to save Martha Kent, he's awesome. He goes through those guys as if you're playing as him in one of the Arkham games, and it gives us our first real look at a comic book Batman on screen. While you could question Batman's intelligence during his fight with Superman, that moment where he counters the punch is as joyful as is the sheer look of terror on Superman's face. Number 4. The nightmare sequences. Now, while people may have a problem with how they were sequenced within the movie, there's no denying that the post-apocalyptic future was pretty horrific. Watching a Batman who has lost so much hope that he's willing to gun down his opponents, that's pretty shocking. And seeing the Omega symbol on the floor, well, I'm not going to spoil where that goes, but it's setting us up for something pretty big. And number 5. Metropolis. Probably my favourite thing about Batman vs Superman was the opening of the movie. In fact, I liked that opening scene so much that it may even be my favourite part of Man of Steel. Watching the events of Man of Steel play out from the perspective of a normal person was incredible. And what made it even more amazing was the fact that we were seeing it from a normal person who isn't even normal. We are seeing it from Batman's point of view. The strongest, probably most intelligent person on the planet is utterly helpless in front of what's going on. And while they never say it in the movie, it may be just one of 3 times in his entire life where he has been that helpless. Once, when his parents were murdered. The second time, when whatever happened to Robin, that hasn't been explained yet. And third, Metropolis. Batman understands how weak humanity is at the hands of these gods, because he is the strongest of us, and he was powerless to help people. So what was your favourite part of Batman vs Superman? Did you agree with what I said, or was there something else in the movie that you really loved? Put it in the comments below and let us know. Thank you for listening to Awful Commentary, and we'll see you next time.